Nocturnal Chronicles is a modern analog horror series about a nightmarish syndrome that kills people in their sleep with practically no warning signs. People respond by inflicting insomnia on themselves with varying results. The visuals and story are definitely reminiscent of other popular analog horror series, but it still has some frankly fantastic episodes and some very interesting themes. Please check it out at the link below. We watched it on a stream recently, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get to it.
This is an automated public service announcement brought to you by Channel 7 News WDTVA.
We report to you looking live outside of this local Brookside residence, the site of the latest instance of the...
Sorry. Yo, thank you so much, Cogsmith. I really appreciate it. You're great. Single-handedly funding the More They Do streams. Thank you so much, Cogsmith. I really appreciate it. Hang on. Let's rewind. My mic was screwing up, so I lost track.
This is an automated public service announcement brought to you by Channel 7 News WDTVA.
We report to you looking live outside of this local Brookside residence, the site of the latest instance of the strange and horrific phenomenon known as immediate and explained nocturnal death syndrome, which is characterized by acute fatal trauma to the brain stem and spinal cord with no signs of external trauma, followed by rapid blood loss, and in...
Hang on. So you just fucking die? Acute fatal trauma.
Syndrome.
Immediate unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. UNS.
Which is characterized by acute fatal trauma to the brain stem and spinal cord with no signs of external trauma.
So you just, your brain stem and spinal cord just like splat and then you just die. See, this is analog horror, okay? Just get straight into it. Let's go. No fucking around. No 20-minute long, shaky hand camera in the middle of the night with heavy effects on it and nothing happens. Just boom. Here you go. You're fucking dead. Let's go. Sudden infant death syndrome if it was cooler, yeah.
Followed by rapid blood loss, and in some cases, total mummification. A blight that has claimed the lives of 41 people in the last month across the past 30 days in the Midwest and southeastern United States. We are now witnessing the first cases in our community, as it continually spreads northwest. Little is known of IUNDS and its current variant's roots in the United States. Though, there have been previous cases in countries such as Laos, the Philippines, Portugal, France, as well as previously in the US. However, this new variant differs in that it seems indiscriminate in who it may affect. In congruence with this variant's roots, its causes are also unknown at this time, as victims have not shown consistent pre-existing conditions. Though, some experts have speculated, low potassium, history of head trauma, and recent exposure to ionizing radiation.
So basically they have no idea. You got bonked on the head once, and then you just instantly die like months later. Mission Australia? Yeah, let's go! I'm safe. I'm safe from getting you dead disease. Yeah. We're safe, bros.
However, as a public service announcement, and in accordance from testimonials of 12 survivors who presented with injuries consistent with IUNDS victims, we are obligated to inform you of the signs that you may be affected.
How did you survive that? Your brain just gets blended.
If you are currently experiencing memory loss, delusions of grandeur or hallucinations, present to your local hospital or healthcare provider. Do not go to sleep. If you are currently experiencing loss of vision, unexplained pain in the hands or ears, or numbness in the face, present to your local hospital or healthcare provider. Do not go to sleep. If you are feeling uneasy, do not take chances. Please remember that light is your friend. Do not go to sleep. There have also been consistent visions reported by survivors before the incident's report. A shadowy visage at the end of the bed, most commonly what can be described as a large flea or other incubus in some form.
or other incubus. Oh man. If you survive, you become Photoshop Gemma. Experiencing all three, been awake for 2 days. Get to the hospital right now. Do not go to sleep.
If you see anything that may fit this description, do not move. Do not act erratically. Please stay alert. Updates will come as we received them. I hope for the best for all of you. Good luck.
Good luck. This is bangs. I love this already. Nice. Okay, good. Straight into it. I like it. I like it already. Okay, this is great. Give me more of this. My spine's starting to get in a weird pressure pain. Might explode soon or something. Wish me luck. Yeah, don't go to sleep, bro. They showed other Incubus and showed an RPG monster sprite. Yeah, they did, yeah. Great. I like it. Trying out different things. Work of fiction. It's a work of fiction? Oh, okay. I kind of don't want to... Well, I thought it was real. Oh. That was good. Good start. Straight into it. High energy. We like high energy. We like it. Okay, this is the second one. Disaster Report 002. Work of fiction. Any similarity and likeness is unintentional. Is there a real spine explode disease in real life? Hey, Pablo, thank you very much. Send a salute and say I love the Fear and Hunger Law video. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. It's like 1.5 in the morning. Sleep sound really tempting right now. Do not fall asleep. Do not fall asleep. Okay, let's watch episode 2. Yeah, it's literally bone-itis, isn't it? Yo, Pablo, thank you so much, man. If you're in chat and you just got one of the 5 memberships gifted by Pablo, make sure to say thank you. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Big ups, bros. Big ups. That's like $0.3. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. YouTube has different like conversion rates, and so some places actually have it like way cheaper to do the same thing, don't they? Okay, let's watch. Oh, I should put some subtitles, shouldn't I? Oh, okay. Let's read this out. The National Establishment for Wellness is not liable for individual practices dissemination of the following information. Dissemination of the following information. Thanks again, Pablo. I really appreciate it. Any patient information disclosure is due to determination of public need. Information is subject to change along with new findings. Please note that with any and all press releases, sufficient evidence and board approval is required. It is imperative as a practitioner to remain informed. Okay. I love how the icon is high quality while the rest is blurry. Yeah, that is kind of funny, isn't it? I wonder how the Heartless one got captured when she became a new god. The church that captured her had the rest of the new gods on their team, so it probably wasn't that hard for the rest of them to do it, because they got like 1 million of the damn things. So.
Welcome to the IUNDS Public Messaging Training Course, Part 1.
Awesome.
As you all may know, in light of recent events regarding the IUNDS phenomenon, we have observed a sizable uptick in abstinence from sleep from the general population.
Sleep abstinence.
This quick message is to serve as an example of proper medical communications to your jurisdictions. Remember, calm messaging from authorities is key in trying times such as these. Voluntary insomnia is not recommended and was previously thought to be preposterous. You will fall asleep in time. Though with high volumes of the population attempting this endeavor, we have seen small portions of the population be able to achieve this voluntary insomnia. This is clearly very out of the ordinary, but what has been observed from this small swathe of people, who on average have not slept in 18 days,
18
are
days?
instability of emotions and mood,
What the hell?
characterized by mood swings, cognitive rigidity, and irrational or poor decision-making, reduced immune function, and increased inflammation. Now, these effects still ring true in our voluntary insomniac strata, though with some very important caveats. Take, for example, Samantha Yeoman.
Hey, Samantha.
Samantha is being held currently at the Brookside Health Institute. She has been awake now for 20 days.
20
and
days?
counting.
Is that possible?
Samantha was an otherwise healthy 24-year-old woman before her voluntary insomnia. Adverse circumstances commenced for Samantha at about 72 hours of awake time, though initially seeming to be consequences of severe sleep deprivation.
Hang on. Adverse consequences, adverse effects. I get adverse effects when I don't sleep enough on a regular day, let alone 72 hours. You'll actually die IRL if you don't sleep. Really? World record, but 20 days is still rough. Wow. It's almost me an old mortuary job. I can't imagine. It must be tough doing a job like that. I think that would be, I don't know if I'd be able to sleep at all after doing a job like that, to be honest.
Deprivation, Samantha would start to act out. Her temper started to flare. She would lash out at anybody advising her to sleep.
Soviet sleep experiment.
According to a close friend, she stated on about day 4, "I know that they're coming for me, and I wish I knew what I did to deserve this." If you can recall, this seems somewhat similar to symptoms found in some victims of IU and DS, who also reported delusions of grandeur, believing that they are being chosen for something that they do not want, though not being able to properly define what that may be. This, however, is not where this stops. By day 7, she began scratching her walls to shreds. By day 11, her physical state had declined. She would be catatonic, only stirring with unprovoked outbursts. By day 15, Samantha had been rendered unrecognizable.
Oh.
In a panic, her family had resorted to restraining her. She began to speak...
What? Hang on. Why was she restrained like that? This looks like a BDSM thing. What an odd pose. What the hell? It is kinky. What the Weird. Smiling while having no sleep in 15 days. Yeah. She's a glass half full kind of gal.
She began to speak on day 16, once she had been transported to the Brookside Health Institute. And though much was unintelligible, she spoke mainly of her visions, something ready to take her life force, as well as fleas swarming her in a field. We inform you all of this because it is imperative to understand the severity of what this newfound voluntary insomnia might bring. We are currently studying Samantha, along with other voluntary insomnia patients. And if we find any certain risk factors, we will release a further statement. Remember, calm messaging is key, and
Cool. Okay. That was good. All right. Consequences. Because human society is aligned against sleep. Humans have eliminated sleep to a degree in society. Wait, what?
The population attempting this endeavor, we have seen small portions of the population be able to achieve this voluntary insomnia.
Hang on.
Voluntary insomnia is not recommended and was previously thought to be preposterous. You will fall asleep in time. Though with high volumes of the population attempting this endeavor, we have seen small portions of the population be able to achieve this voluntary insomnia.
Okay, so yeah, people have inflicted insomnia on themselves, but they probably shouldn't because it just owns them, so. There are no solutions for former victims. Sometimes there are, but you're right, most of the times there aren't. Can't you use anesthesia to make someone sleep? Doesn't that work? Maybe I'm dumb. Yes. I think they prefer not to if they can help it, because it's not the right kind of sleep and it's not as good. But I think in cases like this, I would say, yep, just tranquilize them, just get it. Hey, Catholic Phoenix, who would volunteer to sleep? Sleep is but Basic being nap filled. Seems like some sort of horror story from the US. Heard about a young boy who refused to sleep for 7 days or something out of fear of a demon in his dreams. He died because his family drugged him. Yeah, I think you do have to be really careful with that sort of stuff. Abandon all hope. I think it feels like Nocturnal is actually like a lead-in from this because it seems different. But we'll see. We'll see if it is the same thing. Analog horror short. This one might be separate.
Have you noticed any of the following patterns in your dreams? Reuniting with an old friend. Experiencing a hypothetical romance. Achieving your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Please take caution. There may be something or someone waiting to attack you. Your worst fears will come true. Please take caution. Look at yourself. You are all you need.
You are all you need.
You are right where you should be.
You are right where you should be.
Abandoning these hopes will allow you to live forever. Live forever and be happy.
Nice and simple. Nice and simple. It's funny. Yo, Crow, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man. Why didn't they just give her a glass of warm milk? Yeah, give her a glass of warm milk and maybe a cookie. Pretty sure sedatives don't help. There's a guy who deteriorated in the course of a few months due to developing a condition where his spine or experienced jolts preventing him from sleeping. Wow. Sounds lame. Let's see, Nocturnal. This is a one I used on my my thumbnail, right? I think it is. Hang on, let's see. Yes, it is. Spooky face. Spooky face, good. We like spooky faces here. Let's go. Let's go. Oops. Wrong button. Here we go. Please take caution. Like what I'm going to do is go creative mode in my dreams. Well, that's what you can do. You can do that with lucid dreaming. I think it's dangerous to do that. I feel like if I started lucid dreaming, I would never ever want to not dream. And I don't want to do that. So. Okay, let's watch Nocturnal. Oh, hang on. Let me leak this fellow first. Here. Go check out Relate. Go subscribe to Relate if you're enjoying it so far. Nocturnal, here we go.
I thought I knew what I saw, but maybe I was mistaken. Like I was really supposed to believe it wasn't just a dream. Then I really woke up.
Woke? Is this a Woke Analog Horror series?
We continue to monitor what has now become a national epidemic, immediate and unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. And you may be at risk. Numerous victims of visitors from another plane of existence. Most victims have died instantly, through fatal trauma to the brain stem, blood loss and eventual mummification. There have been nearly 100 victims coast to coast, with only a few survivors.
Okay.
Dane's Log Part 1. It's Christmas Day.
Audio Diary number 1, immediately unexplained nocturnal death syndrome aftermath. Survivor number 9, Dane Lansky. Okay. Did this dream before? No, you get confused what's real, and when you wake up in the morning, you remember your nightmares, a lot of them. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Lucid dreaming isn't as fulfilling. You can shape things so it's not as entertaining as spontaneous normal dreams.
Merry Christmas, I guess.
Merry Christmas.
I'm one of the few survivors, but I'm told I'm not out of the woods yet. I don't really understand what happened to me.
Oh!
When I woke up...
Fuck me, what was that?
Different. Not just physically, what happened to me.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
What happened to me.
Oh, it's the tick. Okay. That's creepy. What the hell? Oh. Don't bring that evil here, Catholic Phoenix. When I woke up, I was distorted badly by Photoshop. Spider, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is one of the ticks, the interdimensional ticks that melt your spinal column.
When I woke up, I was different. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, too. If I were to describe it, I feel like I'm still sleeping.
We'll turn this down a little. We're gonna jump scares. I'll explain.
Patient is Dane Lansky, 33 years old, male, immediate unexplained nocturnal death survivor number 9, victim number 41. Patient has complained of a, quote, squeezing feeling starting in the forehead, following down the posterior chain to the heels of his feet. Plasma levels have stabilized. He will continue to be
Victim's name is Dane Lansky, a 33-year-old man
They're blaring.
expecting a child.
They're blaring people with Photoshop, and you're laughing. You're laughing. Can't hide from your past. It can be.
With his fiancée, Vanessa,
If I really wanted to hide,
bright
I'd
future that may
private
have
the
been
video,
taken
but it's
away.
fine.
Dane's log, part 12. It's been getting more and more difficult to speak. Description doesn't elude me. I'm just having trouble mustering the strength in my lungs and vocal cords. I'm not sure what they want me to say. I've told them everything I know. I said the same thing to my fiancé a few days ago, among other things.
Super Eye Patch Wolf.
The point is, I think I'm dying. Have you been watching the news?
Yeah, I've been trying not to, honestly, but it's hard to look away.
Yeah. I'm not doing well.
I wish they would let me see you.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
But I want to.
It wouldn't be a good idea. Some of the doctors and nurses that have handled me haven't slept in days.
What?
I think I'm a monster or something.
No, you're not.
You said this was all a hoax.
Dane, please.
Oh, is Dane okay? He's angry.
Patient Dane Lansky. Physical state has declined. Currently non-responsive. We are seeing similar symptoms to that of deaths in IUNDS cases.
Has YouTube delay gotten a lot less? Maybe, but delay naturally pops up while you're watching a stream for longer and longer anyway. If you click the little live button next to the play, you'll skip ahead to the live part. Or if you change the playback speed to 2 times, you'll catch up. If you think I'm taking too long to respond to your messages, that's probably why. But if you're not, it means you're caught up.
Has declined by nearly 50%. We have been witnessing the possibility of...
They're using the blur tool on him, bros. They took him out back and they're using the blur tool on him.
Some other medical staff have been unable to sleep for around 40...
Cool. Wait, hang on. We watched a it was one of what was his name? He did Face of God, Portrait of God. He did Portrait of God, remember? He did that video of that woman who had Photoshop and she was using Photoshop on her own picture and it was like fixing her up in real time. Do you remember that? That was great. That was a great little short. What was his name? He did some fantastic videos. Portrait of God was 10 out of 10. Actually, I would say a perfect YouTube short. Yeah, she got photoshopped to death. That was funny. How much did I miss? A couple of videos, unfortunately. Then she got it circled her head and deleted it, and then her head just pops off. So that was funny. Yeah.
First responders rushed to the Brookside Hospital. A report of a disaster.
Oh, that was loud.
I am in your dreams. I am in your dreams. I am in your dreams.
That's made twice as terrifying by the fact it's a British AI voice.
I am in your dreams.
I'm in your dreams, Governor.
I am in your dreams. I am in your dreams.
I don't know what Dane did, but I can tell you that he wasn't Dane anymore. I've been sleeping a lot more recently. kind of ironic. I hope that they got everything that they could out of Dane. But to be honest, I don't really care why this is happening. I just wish it never happened at all.
Okay, so what happened? What happened?
First responders rushed to the Brookside Hospital. A report of a disaster.
Okay, so just a disaster. So Dane did something. What did he do you think? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. Okay, so that was Nocturnal. Okay, Is This a Dream? So a lot of these are really short episodes, so...
Come on in, friend.
Hang on. Change into Dream Bug Conduit or something? Maybe. Yeah, maybe he's becoming like a portal for them, so... That's why the stuff going to be happening in the US. They can only speak I'm in your dreams in English. Exactly, yeah. It's the point of analog horror not to have jump scares and sudden noises, because this has become just another subgenre of jump scares VHS filter. Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, one of the defining things of analog horror that a lot of people miss is that slow burn of not releasing the tension. It's not to say that you never release the tension, but jump scares do usually take away from that. Yeah, you're right. What are they more? They do? Exactly.
Come on in, friend. Have a seat. I thought you would never return. You may ask, is this a dream? I would ask, would that make a difference? Your dreams are the reality you choose. Even if the reality might frighten you. Where are you? You may ask. I would ask, where do you think you are? Where do you think you deserve you to be? A location would not be helpful, and that's not what you really want to know. Who am I? Who are you? Come home. You are now ready. Come home to where you belong.
What the fuck? I really like this.
Come on in, friend. Have a seat. I thought you would never return. You may ask, is this a dream? I would ask, would that make a difference? Your dreams are the reality you choose. Even if the reality might frighten you. Where are you? You may ask. I would ask, where do you think you are? Where do you think you deserve you to be? A location would not be helpful, and that's not what you really want to know. Who am I? Who are you? Come home. You are now ready. Come home to where you belong.
What the fuck? This is cool as. Oh man, I really like this. What the hell?
Come on in, friend. Have a seat.
Because it's so weird.
You would never return. You may ask, is this a dream? I would ask, would that make a difference? Your dreams are the reality you choose. Even if the reality might frighten you. Where are you? You may ask. I would ask, where do you think you are? Where do you think you deserve you to be? A location would not be helpful, and that's not what you really want to know. Who am I? Who are you? Come home. You are now ready. Come home to where you belong.
Okay, this is sick. This is one of my favorite, and I say this completely unironically. This is one of my favorite analog horror short videos I've seen in this whole series we've been doing, for real. Yo, thank you so much, Pablo. Really appreciate it, man. Hardly an analog horror buff, but I've seen a few generally do well with unconventional jump scares. Gemini Home Entertainment comes from... Yeah, exactly. Like, you absolutely... Like, it absolutely can do jump scares well. It absolutely can. But you have to be careful with them. Two kinds of tension release. Slow release of the tension, like shining a light on something not scary and feeling silly, and then there's a sudden snap of tension as the fear is realized. Exactly, yeah. Yo, thank you again, man. You're spoiling me today. I like how weird this is. This is just bizarre.
Come on in, friend. Have a seat. I thought you would never...
Like, the monsters in analog horror never directly talk to you. That just barely ever happens, right? And when it does, it's usually like they've interfered with a tape or a transmission somewhere. But this one's just like, no, You're asleep, and we're talking to you right now. And it feels like they're sort of weird alien things that don't really understand what you want to see. Which is like the weird voice, the weird text, the weird pictures. I like this. I actually really like this. This does feel like a weird nightmare.
Is this a dream? I would ask, would that make a difference? Your dreams are the reality you choose. Even if the reality might frighten you. Where are you? You may ask. I would ask, where do you think you are? Where do you think you deserve you to be? A location would not be helpful.
And like the text is interesting too. Like, yeah, where do you want to be? Don't say a location. That's not what you want to know. And it's like, oh, okay, then what the fuck should I say then? And it's bizarre, and it's like, and it's interesting. Something interesting is happening, and that is what a lot of analog horror doesn't do. Interesting things. Say something interesting. Do something interesting. Please do something interesting. This is interesting, right? It's interesting. What's happening? Okay.
Come home. You are now ready. Come home to where you belong.
The horror is that the monster has a British accent. I like because I think that the accent being weird in this is what's selling this for me. Because it says everything about it is strange. Like everything about it is just strange. I really like it. I actually really like it. I think after Mandela Catalogue, people just flooded analog with third-rate idea and execution, which created a bad reputation, kind of like Backrooms. Exactly, yeah, they did. They definitely did. Which is unfortunate, but that's just the life cycle, really, you know. So, wow, I actually really like this one. What the hell? That's great. Love that one. Okay, that was Is This a Dream? Okay, so then we go, what are you waiting for? Beautiful. Exactly.
Nestled in the sun-drenched paradise of Hollywood, an answer to your woes awaits. A path to the bliss you have always fantasized
The slur
about,
room's too horrible
though
for
has
YouTube.
always seemed beyond your grasp. Come join us. We are the Sodali's Collective.
Oh, that was the logo on the other one, wasn't it? Hang on. It was like Disaster Report 2? No, my mistake. That's completely different. Never mind. Jump scares are easy, like a predator leaping from behind the brush. It's expectedly unexpected. You know what's going to happen right after. Things have become uncertain when the horror is to be. Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Sodali's Collective. You may ask, what is the Sodali's Collective?
What is the Sodali's Collective?
We are a cohort formed to assist you in finding peace and happiness in a world that is so often much more confusing than comforting. We aim to do this through our 3 core tenets. 1, to instill confidence in the fact that you alone are enough to brave this world. 2,
You are.
to simplify life through the simplification of goals. And 3, to give back what we take from the world and its watchers through sacrifice.
I love the analog horror sort of setups for us. Like everything seems normal, then it's like, no, we're sacrificing things to old gods. Okay.
Founded by in 1984 after a visit from one of the world's watchers in the middle of the night. Saw this as a sign that something had to change and that others must feel the same way. Thus, the 3 core tenets were established, which are achieved by the process known as stabilization.
Okay, stabilization. Let's go.
Stabilization is truly a lifelong process of refinement, but can be distilled down to the following. The first phase, gathering. Knowing that your shortfalls are shared can give a feeling of comfort for many, and thus, the Sodali's Collective gathers in paradise to remind you of this fact.
Yeah.
The second phase, exposure to yourself. Know that you are an island and that your world exists only to you. You are the greatest being in the universe.
True.
The third phase, abstinence. At the Sedalis Collective, we define abstinence as shirking the physical limitations we put on ourselves in order to refine the mind, done mainly through freedom from sleep.
I felt aimless and weak before the Sedalis Collective, but now I love myself more than you could ever imagine loving anything. All of my nightmares are gone.
I would wake up in the middle of the night and constantly think about my mortality. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Now I don't do anything. I just live. They're not after me anymore.
They're not after me anymore. Debunking multi, what do they call it? Multi-level marketing? No, not debunking it. I'm all for it. I'm all in. I'm 100% all in.
Once I practice the sacrifice with my blood bowl, I'm doing way better.
The Sedalis Collective. How do we do it?
How do we do
Come
it?
find out. Come join us.
Come join us. Yeah, sure. Would you guys like to join the Sedalis Collective? The Soda Collective? I think I would. Disaster Report Prelude. Okay, so this is before Disaster Report. Was there a date in here, I wonder? Let's see. Let's put these in chronological order. So that's Prelude. I don't think there was. That's okay. What was next? Don't go to sleep. Okay.
Are you lonely? Don't go to sleep. I am waiting for you. You don't know what is waiting for you in your nightmares. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Come to me.
Oh.
I am waiting for you.
Goat woman? Are we talking about goat women again? Someone get Arsenic's in here. He'd love this.
I am waiting for you.
She's in love with you?
I am waiting for you.
Okay. Let's rewatch it. Okay.
Lonely. Don't go to sleep.
Oh, it's like a smiley face. Okay. A beautiful woman.
I am waiting for you.
She's in love with you. Okay.
You don't know what is waiting for you in your nightmares. No, you don't. No, you don't. Come to me. I am waiting for you. I am waiting for you.
Okay. Interesting video. What the fuck does that mean? Guess we'll find out. That was called Don't Go to Sleep. Okay, then we're up to Visitor Analog Horror. Okay. Joke's on you, babe. I don't remember. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, babe. Even in my dreams, I'm a stone cold incel. No, a stone cold volcel even in my dreams. Sorry, babe. Oh, hang on. Quiet you. Stone cold volcel. I will never know the touch of a woman. Ah! God. Jeez. Can they put a warning on this stuff before having something so fucking spooky? Oh God. I need a drink. Hang on. the hell? Please don't. You know, there's some sensitive viewers here that can have a heart attack. I'm sorry, guys. I should have checked this one out before streaming. I'm sorry. I know that at least one of you has had a heart attack now and is on the way to the ER right as we speak. So I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. This is actually just terrifying. Ooh, still gives me the chills. What the hell? Do I look handsome? You do, actually. Oh. My name is Samantha. Hey, Samantha. Oh, I remember you. I haven't slept in 3 weeks? 3 weeks? That's like 21 days. Do you like music? I do, actually, yeah. Listen to music before you go to bed? Sometimes. My advice? Don't go to sleep. Thank you. I do like music. Music name every album ever. What happened to me? You fell asleep, bro. Sis. At the end? That's the end. Okay. That's cool. I like this one. Let's watch it again. A ghost. So this is so presentation wise, right? It's the same as all the rest of them. That's just like, you know, usually what analog horror do will have like a click sound and it's like a slide on like a projector and it's the next phase and then maybe some text, right? That's usually what they do. But this is like an interesting version of that presentation. I like it. I like the sound effect. I like the sound effect and I like the text jitter. I haven't slept in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? The sound is really making this. I think people really sleep on the sound. Sound will sell a video, 100%. People really, and it's the same in everything, games, movies, whatever. Like the sound is... That weird scream is like really unsettling to begin with. So you're immediately like, what the fuck? But like if you mute it, it's still interesting, but it's not as there's not as much. It's not as interesting, right? The sound is like that really nice, that layer on top, right? My advice? Don't go to sleep. I like it. The writing is nice. There's little drips of lore here, like does music, and it's making you ask questions as well. Like, does music have anything to do with it? If it's making you ask a question, I think then it's a good video. If it makes you ask a question. So, what's your favorite type of burger? I like all kinds of burgers, to be honest. I'm a burger fiend in general. So, yeah, I like this video. That was a good one. Visitor. What is this? Good question. What is this? Yeah, I like that one. Happy couple. Let's see. Oh yeah, something I want to point out is that this is another channel where it does a whole bunch of small ones. I think it would be better presentation if they were all jammed together, and I think maybe they did put them all together. Maybe. Oh no, that looks... I guess we'll find out. But it is, I think people like it more when they're all put together. If you drop a half-hour video, instead of 31-minute videos. I think it's more interesting. That's just me though. What was that? What is this? Like a
Life with no sleep.
Like a scan of like a head, like a brain scan, but it's all like messed up. A donut. Huh.
As if all
Nexpo spotted. Yo, ho, ho, ho. This is the same stock footage from the Nexpo opening. Cyclops, everything bagel, birthing process with a head popping out. You reckon? Maybe. So what is it? He says no sleep.
More perfect. A life with no sleep.
A life with no sleep. Maybe it's supposed to be a weird picture.
As it always does. A night.
Incels will become more prevalent in the future. Your ultrasound is used in an analog horror video. Bro, you were in an analog horror video, bro. Shut the fuck up. Hey, Mather Dog, I'm watching this while eating fillet of fish. Thoughts? Fillet of fish is pretty nice. And how you doing, Lapon Kote? That's a weird name. I just see some analog horror do a Skinamarink and show the horror from a child's perspective. That would be interesting. Skinamarink was interesting. I feel like maybe I was too harsh on it. Yeah, I fucking hated it, and I feel like I was probably too harsh on it. I want to rewatch it sometime. So, hey, Clayton. We are watching, oh my goodness, I've forgotten his name already. Disasters analog horror. I'll link that again for you guys if you want to go check it out, and I recommend you do because I'm actually really enjoying it so far. Is that the real Apollo? No, it's the Doppel Dapollo. So
a life without sleep. Is this his damnation?
That's fucking sick. What a great video. Holy hell. This is oh my god, this is awesome. Oh man. We gotta rewatch it. Okay. I know we've been rewatching all of these, but I gotta rewatch this one, okay?
A beautiful couple. Nothing could be more perfect.
Hang on, do we see their faces? For a split second there? No. Okay.
The beautiful couple has a family and settles down in a beautiful home. They are living their dreams. A new life. A life full of hope, hopes and dreams. Nothing could be more perfect.
Okay, well, I will just say, right, so there's sort of there's three main aspects here, right? There's like a lore aspect. So how much lore or lore and plot, we'll say. The lore and plot aspect of a video, right? There is the spookiness of a video. And then there is how cool a video is, just visually cool, right? The horror and the coolness usually go hand in hand, but they are distinct. A video needs to, ideally a video will emphasize all three. So it develops the plot and the story. It's scary and it's cool, right? Most just try to do scary and fail at it and have really boring lore and don't do it very cool. This one doesn't really answer any lore stuff, and it's not super scary, but it is really fucking cool. I love the visuals in this.
A life without sleep. Is this his damnation?
Great shot, great shot. Awesome. Awesome. Love that ending. Yeah, the use of music was great. The music really sold it there. Just jam it up, jack it right up, right? Let's go. That was great. Beautiful. Beautiful video. Fantastic use of stock footage, by the way. I've noticed that Analog Horror tends to be really hesitant to use stock footage. I think because it's hard to use right. It is hard to use stock footage right in horror, for sure, because it's often so recognizable as stock footage, and it takes away from the scares. But this has shown that if you edit, smash it with effects, fucking destroy it with effects, you can get it. Like this is obviously just some random stock footage, right? But it looks fantastic. And the skull too. Obviously stock footage, but cool. That's literal stock footage. Like, yeah, it's great. It's great. Good editing in this video. You've sold me. I think the easiest way to impress me is to have good editing. Video includes Nexpo Moon and it's loud, goated. Exactly. Easy points. That was good. That one gets the official thumbs up from More They Do channel. Yeah, great. Loved that one. Loved it. I love a little, like, it's a little vignette in this world about what's happening to the people and how it's affecting them. And I think that's good. And you do have to be careful with that because, again, like I said, the stories have to develop the plot, they have to be scary, and they have to be cool. And when you're specifically making a little vignette in your world that doesn't develop the plot, then you've got to be really careful because so oftentimes people will tune out. So that way you had to make it scary, had to make it look cool. This one looked fucking cool. So big points from me here, to be honest. This series has started to really impress me. I'm not gonna lie. After Disaster Report 2, after this one, I was like, I hope the whole series isn't like this. I hope it isn't like this because that meant it was very generic analog horror at this point. But it started when we got to this one, right? Like these ones were like, okay, I get it, you know, I get it. Then they hit this one, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then it's just gotten better and better. Or What Are You Waiting For was like technically around here, wasn't it? Let's put them in actual order. I think. Yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I'm excited. Let's see. Okay, so now we have Aftermath, which is a bit of a long one again. We were summoned to a house. Aftermath. Okay. Hey, Mr. CC, thanks for coming in. Yeah, we're going through disasters, analog horror, and I'm getting really impressed. The Fear of Fran's Memory Machine. Oh, I'll just copy that down for later. You should watch Winter of '83 at some point. That's the one with the snowman, right? Before I wanted to do analog horror on stream, I would watch like all those videos talking about analog horror, and I don't want to watch ones that I've already seen a video about, unfortunately. So that's already written off a lot of analog horror that I would otherwise want to cover. But that's honestly why there's a whole bunch I'm not covering, like especially the really big ones, because I already know them all. I want to go in as blind as possible. That being said, I will definitely cover Mandela at some point because there's a whole bunch I didn't see of Mandela. And Mandela has some of the best visuals in all of analog horror. Particularly episode 333 has one of my favorite parts from analog horror just in general. It's got some amazing stuff. But anyway, let's keep watching. We were summoned to a house. Aftermath. Or maybe this is like the after the happy couple one. So maybe that's part of the plot then. Consistent symptoms, mummified features, brainstem trauma, disheveled surroundings, no sign of attacker. I don't believe in ghosts. I think you could... Sometimes the text jiggle is fine, but sometimes I think it's a bit too much. I think it's a bit too much there. Just a nitpick. Just a nitpick. Ooh. A journal? Let's go. Found at the scene. A leather-bound journal. Most recent entries are indicative of manic behavior. Okay. Mandela is goated. It is. Like, it's popular for a reason, for sure, yeah. Even with the ha-ha funny Mandela face, it's still really good, right? Mandela is some of the best dytheist horror. What is dytheist? Hang on. Dytheist. Is the belief that God is not wholly good and can be considered evil, or one and the same as Satan. Ah, okay. Yeah. I haven't caught up with it. So maybe it's changed, but I believe it's technically not dytheist because I believe that God still exists. It's just that I guess that's like, one method of dytheism, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, it's Satan pretending to be Jesus, so yeah, it is, yeah. But it does seem that God and Jesus still do exist. So you could actually that, couldn't you? Dytheist, what a good word. Okay. This is the work of a madman. A watcher has summoned me. I'm scared. I don't think I can remember who I am.
My head hurts. All I can think is, my head hurts. I don't want to go to sleep. I've been hearing some news about people like me. I don't know if I want them to be like me or not. It wasn't a dream. Scaly, inhuman with a human form.
There's interesting themes that are coming up. Maybe we'll watch it. We'll watch it and then.
I thought I was part of some harvest. I only felt the fear when I woke up.
No, I'm going to say it now because this is a reaction stream. I've been hearing some news about people like me. I don't know if I want them to be like me or not. Remember at the very where was it? What are you waiting for? When they said you want to meet people like you.
The Sedalis Collective gathers in paradise to remind you of this fact. The second phase, exposure are shared, can give a feeling of comfort for many, and thus, the first phase, gathering, knowing that your shortfalls are shared, can give a feeling of comfort for many. So
it's like the idea that, what you're going through is shared from others, and then this is like, no, I don't want to know that. It's, this has themes. There's themes. It's not just... So usually people will just tell a story, right? And the story will have this, the plot points will weave through, right? But a better story will have themes that weave through it. So it's not literally just the people are dealing with what's happening, right? It's that... So this is telling a story about demons that interfere with you while you're sleeping, right? And so people try and stay awake and it's spooky. But this also has the theme of people not wanting to share their trauma with others. And we even saw it in, maybe it was Disaster Report 2, actually. You know how the fellow had, here, where he's talking to his wife, or I think it's his fiancée technically.
What?
He doesn't want her to find out what's wrong with him. He doesn't want her to know. Like, he's all fucked up at this point. Like, he's all photoshopped. His face is all blur tooled, right? Like, this is what he looks... Where is he? Here. Oh my God, here. This is what he looks like at the moment, and he doesn't want her to find out. He doesn't want to share that trauma with her. So, it's interesting. There's themes here. There's themes happening. It's good. We like themes. If you're telling a story, what you want to do is you want to write down some themes that the story is going to tackle beforehand. And then when you're coming up with plot points and characters and whatever, just have those themes in the back of your head. You don't have to be explicit, right? Not literally every single thing in the story has to revolve around those themes, but they should be in the back of your head when you're thinking about it, right? I was actually thinking about it with Fear and Hunger, where there's a major theme in the first game, and a little bit in the second game too, is that the idea that human civilization is cyclical. So people will rise up, and no matter what they do, they are destined to crumble, no matter what. They will collapse, and then someone else will take their place, and that person will think they can do better than the last one, but they can't. And eventually that will collapse. And Lagarde's whole story is trying to beat that cycle, and he keeps failing, right? And spoiler alert, Logic's going to fail too, but we'll talk about that later. It is hubris. You're right. It is hubris. And so, you've got the new gods. The new gods are explicitly said to do that. They rise up, then they fall again. They rise up, then they fall again. Even the old gods do that. The old gods rose up, then they left, and then Ulmir came along to reestablish the old god faith, and then he dies, and that collapses as well. The king of the gods collapses as well. And it goes all the way from the tippy-top god all the way down to the insects. That's what the whole story of the Cockroach King is about. He's trying to establish his own rule. And he's going to fail too. That's the whole point of the games. And it stretches all the way from the top to the bottom. And that's the power of having a theme there, is you can tap everything in there, and it makes everything just that little bit more interesting. Just a little more interesting, right? So have themes. We want themes. Just doesn't matter what it is. Pick a theme and put it in. Your theme can be cats are cool. Boom. Every little story revolves around how cats are cool. And then it makes it way more interesting. Horror story. What if Jesus wasn't based? Me, I can't handle this. The themes are way too scary. So true. Everything is futile, berserk, nothing wrong. Exactly, yeah. Honestly, that's a cool theme. That makes for a cool story. It's all futile. And struggling in the face of futility is the only thing we have left. Is a cool theme. It's a really cool theme, right? It literally does not matter what your theme is. It literally does not matter as long as you have a theme. As long as you have a theme that is distinct from the plot and the plot draws from it, right? The theme is the heart. So, themes, strong eyes and sparkles and ocean mist. But yes, I have a theme. I won't tell you what it is though. But, so a good theme is what you can, a good plot and a good theme, you can figure it out without explicitly slapping you in the face with it, right? Fear and Hunger does, but I think that's just by nature of, it also drives the plot explicitly as well. So that's a little bit different. But I think a good theme and a good plot you don't get. Like this. This is cool. Like not wanting to share their trauma with people. It's interesting. It's an interesting theme, right? And it's not what you're used to hearing. People usually say these days, like, no, you should share everything. And this one's like, no, I don't want to share it. This is terrifying. Why would I want to share this? It's interesting, right? Is your theme full penetration and solving crimes? Wow, how did you know? Anyway, just that was a little brief detour about themes. Actually, my theme is probably pretty obvious in hindsight, to be honest, but oh well. Anyway, let's keep watching. This is great. I'm really enjoying. If you can't tell, I'm really enjoying this series, even if it's not like the best in terms of visuals or the most interesting in terms of story yet, because we haven't finished it yet. I'm really enjoying. It's doing a lot of things right. It's doing a lot of stuff right. So, I think it's getting some surface level stuff. I'll just finish this thought, but I won't say it definitely because we haven't finished yet. But so far, it feels like it's getting some surface level stuff wrong. Like it's doing spooky faces, jump scares, and that you don't want to get the surface level stuff wrong Like, if you've got to get it all right, you know, you got to get like, it's got the deep themes right, and it's got the driving stuff right, but then the surface level stuff is weaker. That's easier to fix, though. That's easier to fix than not having good themes in a story. Like, a lot of the ones we've watched are just like, spooky stuff. And it's like, okay, I don't care. What are you trying to tell me here? What's the point of your story? Right? And this has a point. This is trying to say something, and it's really interesting what it's trying to say. And I think if you just tweak the visuals a bit, we'll wait to finish. I won't say that yet, but you know, that's my opinion so far. So, themes about being a parent in an uncertain world is an easy, very powerful theme. Yeah, it seems more like, rather than being a parent, it's being a person in general in an uncertain world. We'll see if it doubles down on the parenting theme, because there's only like one person so far with a kid, right? But like, yeah, what happens when people, like, this nightmare scenario, this literal waking nightmare happens to them? What happens then? Like, what do? You can't sleep. You never guess my theme. Makes the conspiracy theory vibe and occult iconography blatantly obvious. Ah ha ha! You are mistaken. That's a visual. That's an aesthetic. That's different. That's an aesthetic. I'm talking more literary theme. I guess I haven't gone too much into my lore before, so it'll probably help when I do that. So it'll probably be pretty obvious when I do that, actually. That's okay. I'm a streamer, not an analog horror series, so. More they seem is rewatching every video twice. Only when it's good. Only when I'm really enjoying it. You know, the last ones I didn't really rewatch them twice, because I'm just like, okay, I'm this is mean, but I'm kind of saying it's kind of glad it's over, right? But some of them were like, I'm glad we finished that one. I won't say what ones. I don't want to be mean, but I'm actually really enjoying this anyway. Anyway. Another I exposed two new people to Funga and showing them the guards and marriage was hilariously blessed right now. Oh man, the guards they absolutely sell me. Guards are the moment where you realize that this game is not going to be what you expect is brilliant. I love the guards. Anyway, let's keep watching.
Wasn't a dream. Scaly, inhuman with a human form. I thought I was part of some harvest. I only felt the fear when I woke up.
Further sketches and drawings were found in the victim's journal, most of which are accompanied by a short description or comment. Teacher, he tells me I know more than I think. Okay. Do I deserve what he has bestowed upon me? Trepanation? Judgment. These sketches are cool. I don't believe in ghosts. You best start believing in ghosts. 3 days prior to incident, victim attempted to contact Roger Detweiler, chair of the National Establishment of Wellness.
You may characterize me as insane, but I know what you are hiding. My concern is that you cannot grasp what you know. You cannot. Take me to see Samantha. I'm not sure how much time we have left.
Samantha was the girl, wasn't she? I need to meet Samantha. From Robert Castro. So that was, okay, so that's the guy. And he wants to meet Samantha, who was the one who was tied up.
Time we have left.
Authorities have questioned Mr. Detweiler regarding this correspondence. He says he had no knowledge of what victim was speaking of. Okay. We have this come back. This is from the other video. Oh, is he okay? Cool. The final note. The death note. Bring back eternal labor. Ooh. Spooky. Okay. What is this thing? What is that? You have to 1 second on the clock? So true. What is this thing? Is this like a shadow when you're sleeping? I think it is. That's what it feels like. What do they call them? What's that? NyQuil shadows? Looks like a bust. Oh, it kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Like a, yeah, like a face. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what it is. That's come up a couple of times, hasn't it? Was it here? In another video? We like mysteries. Like a chess pawn. I can see it. Face looks like this man is the man in the dream. Where was it? I wonder what this is. Spooky face. We like spooky faces. Okay. This is solid. This is solid. Bit of a plot episode. I like this last section. It was good. Bust of George Washington. Yeah. Hey, Sapphilus, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Our mandatory spooky face. Love the sound effects here. Really love it. The final note. Eternal labor. What does that mean? Eternal labor. They've shown the same grate a few times. I wonder what that thing is. I wonder if it's like... I wonder if there's like a cell. He's in a cell and he's like looking through the bars or something. That's what I'm thinking. That grate showed up in the Happy Family one. So that was the start of like a plot thread. So it wasn't plotless, was it? Peepaw. Interesting. That's like a car crash effect, isn't it? So, is this like a compilation, I wonder? Like horror story. This includes sections of my previous video to serve as a collection prologue. Let's see. If it's all the same stuff, then we'll just skip it. But we'll see. Following tapes were recovered in August 2002, 9 years after it all started to end. The proprietor of these tapes cannot be located. I'm still laughing at what if Jesus wasn't based. It was a good one, wasn't it? Samantha. Oh, we're getting Samantha lore. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Is she okay? I don't think Samantha's okay. How you are fallen from heaven, O star, O son of dawn. How you were cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I would like analog horror to stop relying on Christian mythology so much, because I think it's that... Because it feels like analog horror is either Christian mythology or some weird infection. I think that's like 90% of analog horror is just those two. And it's like, I get it. Not that it's bad, but it's just like, I've seen this before, right? You know? You can blame Mandela for that, obviously, but, you know. Hey Adam, we're watching. Let me just link this to this channel again before we dig into this one. We're watching Disasters analog horror series, and it's pretty sick. Christianity is creepy to Americans for reasons that are obvious to Americans. I think it's more that I think it's that inversion thing, right? Where taking something familiar and making it creepy is the same. It's the same reason why people like it when there's creepy kid shows like FNAF. What if thing you know, but creepy? And it's actually, actually that is pretty creepy, yeah. Weird Bird Incident is a gun analog horror story. What? I'll look that up later. That sounds great. Whatever. The Weird Bird Incident. What if God and angels were evil? That interesting. Just haven't seen anybody do it right. Mandela was doing it pretty interestingly. That being said, I haven't watched all of it, so I don't know where they went with it. But from what I saw, they were doing it in a pretty interesting way. So, one special, Monument Mythos. That's true. Yeah, that's actually true. Monument Mythos didn't. Monument Mythos just went fucking balls to the wall, insane at the end. That went nuts. I actually can't believe how they ended still Monument Mythos. What a great series. Fun? I thought it was an analog horror series about a gun. That would have been sick. Oh well. I guess it's still okay. My ex was raised super Catholic and was terrified of the concept of demons. Well, I can tell you from personal experience that the demons are real. So, Buddhist idea of hell is more terrifying, but I guess we won't see that in analog horror due to unfamiliarity of the West with Buddhism. What you can do is you can wholesale rip these elements from external sources and then use it in your series. That's why Elder Scrolls lore is so interesting, because that's what they did, is they wholesale ripped these elements from external mythoses, primarily Buddhism, but other places as well. With a bit of fantasy flavor on top, of course, and some sci-fi and stuff like that, and blended it all up. And that's why it's so interesting, because it's based on an external thing. So you could do it. You would lose that familiarity buff, which is definitely a bonus, like a +1 to spookiness. But it's not mandatory. It's definitely not mandatory. So, weird bird incident, not to be confused with the free bird incident. What if the Statue of Liberty was in Mecca? The ending was so great. It was insane. It was utterly insane. I actually still can't believe they did that. It would have been a tokusatsu. Tokusatsu, was that it? Tokusatsu series. It would have been better as a tokusatsu series, I think. Buddhism offers no salvation. Statue of Liberty Mecca? What? Yeah, that was Monument Mythos was just insane. It was never really scary, more just weird. Monument Mythos was definitely more of a sci-fi series than a horror series, in my opinion. It did have some horror elements, but it was far more just weird than it was scary. So, what did you miss? You fell asleep? Missed some bangers, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, let's keep watching. I want to actually finish this sometime today, so let's keep going. Samantha. Oh, there. This has interesting implications. I wish I had a robot GF. To keep me from becoming conceited because of these surpassingly great revelations, there was given to me a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me. So this was said by... who said this? It was a prominent person in the Bible who was very... Or was it one of the fathers? I've forgotten who said it. Who said it because he was very pious. Was it Paul, actually? I'm pretty sure it was Paul. I'm pretty sure I just read it the other day. Where in order to stop himself from thinking that he was better than everybody else, and like he was a great messenger of God, so that means he's better than everybody. God sent Satan to harangue him. So, and that's what it means when people say that evil is permitted. Evil is permitted to exist in this world. Satan is permitted to exist in this world. God could destroy Satan without even having to snap his fingers, right? He could just do it. Just instantly. But he doesn't for a reason. Satan is permitted to exist. He's allowed to exist in this world in order to test us and to train us and to make us better. Sometimes people fail that test, unfortunately, but that's how it is. And that's what this idea is. And this makes that idea explicit, that Satan was sent to, even some of the greatest people in the Bible, Satan was sent to harangue them, to test them. You know, Satan even tested Jesus, right? What's the name for that theory? I'm writing my honors thesis on something similar that might be super helpful. I don't know what it's called, but it's, I don't think it's a theory. I think it's basically just canon. Let me see. Let me see. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh. Who said this? It's in Corinthians. Oh yeah, it is Corinthians. I did just read it. It's in Corinthians. Here, if you just look up, you'll be able to, if you do a little bit of research and find what this is called, you'll find it in 2 Corinthians. Here, I'll just post that there. This is it depends on your version, the exact wording, of course. KJV is the best, by the way. No, we're not fighting over Bible editions here. But yeah, if you look that up and do some Google foo. Do people still say Google foo? I don't think they do. You'll find a bit more about that. It's an interesting concept, but it's true. It's literally true that God allows Satan to exist. So you think Satan could just creep into the Garden of Eden without God knowing? Come on, bros. Yeah, no worries, Adam. And how you doing? Thanks for coming in. It's Lent right now. We're in 40-day celebration of Satan haranguing Jesus and failing. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. We're going to win, bros. We're going to win. Don't you ever forget that. Satan is a good guy? No, he's not a good guy. He's a useful guy, but he's not a good guy. The problem is nothing, but it's interesting the same sound effect is used whenever the things appear. Yeah, musical cues are great. Hajime Sorayama, robot waifu is peak. I don't know who that is. This is great. Like in Christianity, you can believe in God to not going to hell. In Buddhism, you had to escape hell yourself by going through the 6 paths. The description of hell is straight up terror. Oh, interesting. Let's keep watching. Literally true. What have you been told?
We continue to monitor what has now become a national epidemic, immediate unexplained nocturnal death syndrome.
Okay, we're back to syndrome.
And you may be at risk. Numerous victims of visitors from another plane of existence. Most victims have died instantly, through fatal trauma to the brain stem, blood loss and eventual mummification. There have been nearly 100 victims coast to coast, with only a few survivors.
Currently experiencing memory loss, delusion of grandeur or hallucination for the best for all of you. Good.
So this is a recap of all the series up to this point, with some stuff added, which is why we're watching it. I'm just wondering how much is added. Oh, it seems like there's a decent amount actually added, though, is the thing. I wonder if it's worth watching, because I don't know. It feels like about 80% of this is stuff we've seen before, so we might actually skip this one. Maybe there is someone who can't ever sleep. We'll skip this one. We'll skip this one, I think, because we've seen like 90% of it, so. Yeah, we'll skip that. Let's see, voluntary insomnia. Hey, Ludufus. I asked you a few weeks ago, but I'm wondering if you had time to think about it. Are you still thinking of doing the Chaos Magic info stream? I am. But it is definitely on the back burner. Streaming in general is on the back burner compared to doing YouTube videos, and unfortunately, because that's what makes me money, and I need to make money. So that's just how it is, unfortunately. Satan is just there for edging. Hey, Oddly, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Let's watch this one. Voluntary insomnia. This is a new one. Is it a new one? We've seen this before. The National Establishment of Wellness is not liable for individual practice in the dissemination of the following information. Any patient information disclosed due to public risk, yada yada yada. We've seen this part. First time seeing you stream here. I always thought you were a Fear and Hunger lore guy. I am. That's mostly what I am. So I just like streaming because I like hanging out with you guys. and it's I really like analog horror, and I wanted to watch it, and I thought maybe you guys would want to watch it too. Eventually one day I do want to make my own analog horror, but I don't have specific plans for it. Maybe we can do that on stream. Come up with an analog horror idea on stream at some point. That'd be fun. Oh, you have to be careful because you can't have spoilers, can you? Maybe we'll come up with like a single episode. We'll come up with a pilot, and then we'll figure that out sometime later. And yeah, I just like hanging out with you guys. So I get lonely. I get lonely. You know, that's me. I know I'm a demon, but I get lonely. Is that picture on the left Ethan Klein? I don't think it was Ethan Klein. He kind of looks like him though, doesn't it? It'd be an AI picture. I posted this in the cat stream. I can't show my face. What did you post? Mal needs money to become Southern American country boy. Exactly. I'm gonna move to the South of America. I'm gonna move to Ohio and become an Ohio boy. Can we forcibly fund Bully more than into making his own horror stuff? You could. You could do that. Honestly, you could if you give me. I don't know. So Patreon used to have goals for this sort of stuff. So you could say like, when I get like, you know, X amount of money from patrons a month, I will make X. I'll make Y, right? But they took away the goals. So I don't know. That would have been easy to do. But I definitely will at some point. What I'm waiting to do is I'm trying to get a certain amount of money. I kind of don't want to say it publicly. Because people get iffy when you talk about money sometimes. And I don't want to say it to brag. So I don't like bragging. And I don't want to brag. That's not why I'm saying it, but I don't want people to think I'm bragging. But I'm aiming for a certain amount of money to be like self-sufficient. Because I earn a nice amount now, but there's a certain amount I want to reach. And then when I hit that, I will be able to experiment more with my content, if that makes sense. Right now, I'm figuring out what works for the first time. Building an audience, building a fan base, finding my way through the algo, and then when I do that, then I can branch out a little more. Not to say I'm not branching out, but I want to do really different stuff then. So I like the transparency, and I'm nosy. Yeah, that's why I'm happy to talk about funding and stuff like that, because I'm always really interested in seeing it. But I have seen that some people really don't like it when you talk about it, so I'm always iffy in that case because I don't do it to brag. And you know, compared to like the big YouTubers, right, I don't have anything to brag about. But I'm very thankful for, and I don't want to come across as unthankful too, you know. But I'm very thankful for all the support that you guys give me. Very thankful. But I want to be able to make content, and I don't want people to think I'm just doing it for money, because I'm not. If I wanted money, I'd go work at grocery store or whatever, right? If you want money, there's easier ways of doing it than YouTube, right? Yeah, I just don't want people to get the wrong idea, if that makes sense. When I do it, I'm going to be very careful with how I do it. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll do it in text rather than do it on stream where you can really easily misspeak. I'll probably do it in text and like do it on like a big Patreon post or something. I want to run the analytics on there and show you guys some stuff. I think it would be cool. But sure, Alaska is in the south. Alaska is by Canada. No, isn't Alaska in like below Australia? The stream die, or is it you? I'm up. Try refreshing the page. Sometimes it. Probably can't hear this, can you? Through guy Audis that looked like you. He told me to get out of Audis. That's true. Yeah, I did. I remember that. Yeah. Let's get that pirate software guy to notice your channel and expose you to his Kingmaker status he has at the moment. He does some good stuff. I don't know. I try not to rely on networking. I used to network a lot, but it burns me out really hard. I much prefer to. I got sick of people. I really got sick of people. Ask me about it after we finish this. Voluntary insomnia.
Hello, practitioners. Have you been experiencing patients presenting to your practices, fearful of going to sleep? While we understand the urge to comfort the individual, it is imperative to advise that despite the risks, they must sleep. Warn them of voluntary insomnia and its consequences. A developing outbreak unto itself, voluntary insomniacs have been shown to be able to go without sleep indefinitely, with no way of going to sleep after a variable amount of time. Without our current information based on apprehended voluntary insomniacs, we have been able to pin down 4 different strains of this voluntary insomnia phenomenon and
we get our
what
strains
effect
going.
it may have on an individual. Strain 1. The most mild of all case types, presents as rapid aging, while there is
This isn't insomnia, this is just working night shift.
It is mild compared to other strains. We believe that this patient is as radiant as ever. Strain 2. Characterized by a gaunt face and sharpened teeth. High neurodegeneration renders this patient rather docile.
She's docile, okay. Me before and after quarantine. She forgot to eat. She forgot to eat while watching YouTube, exactly. This is what eating lunch once without YouTube does to you. I feel I derail you a little too easily. You put the penny on the tracks. I'm the one that drives over it, so don't worry.
Strain 3. The most unrecognizable of physical
what the hell?
manifestations. However, this patient is much more of a harm to themselves than anyone else. Strain 4. The most extreme phase of neurodegeneration.
Oh, it's Samantha.
These patients have shown the ability to escape from custody. They are known to be aggressive.
Oh, hang on. What happened? Did she get angrier?
To be aggressive.
No, not really. Just bath salts. You wake up. Hang on. Who's this? Oh, excuse me. I think you work hard, especially in the face of your country's notorious bad internet. I like to see you get more attention. Thank you, Will Skeleton. I really appreciate that. Luna Castro. She would be next. Samantha said. What the fuck? Walkway, what is that? They walk the line I choose. I see the people in front of me. Why are they taking pictures? Who's taking pictures? Oh, what the fuck? No, don't fucking do it. Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it. I'm turning this down. It's gonna be a jump scare. Oh, video. We have video. Creepy.
Remain calm. We are all counting on you.
Okay. What does that say? Oh, let's... Okay, no jump scare. Let's listen to that again. Hang on, is there subtitles for that?
Please remain calm. We are all counting on you.
No, can't hear it. Can't hear it. That's okay. Okay, look like your aunt. Your aunt is a spooky analog horror jump scare face. What's on the next video button? Why, it's our song Hollyhawk by Takane Louie, which I've been listening to obsessively because I love her songs. She's got some bangers. I think you need to analyze that last message to sound. You probably will, yeah. Let's see if the comments have anything to say about it. This is cool. Do you allow people to do reaction streams / videos of your analog horror videos? Let's see. Yes, I would have said no. Fuck this guy. Oh shit, new Nexpo. What the hell? 50 minutes ago? Fuck yeah. That's sick. That's sick. Let's copy this link. Copy that link. Fuck yeah, I'll watch that later. I love Nexpo. Goat. Nexpo's the goat. Just straight up. Just straight up the goat. Like, undeniable. In unrelated news, I'm sad to see that Excuse Me Sir was cancelled as the actress. Yeah, that was sad. That was really sad. It was. But that's how it is. That's how it goes, right? New Walton Files? That's what we had to watch Walton Files too, by the way. I'm going to write that down too. Walton Files is better than you would expect. Way better than you'd expect, actually. Next one, Nightminder goated, 100%. 100%. He wasn't lying, saying we would see him soon. Yeah. He's been posting more frequently lately, which has been good. Okay, I almost shit myself when I saw Samantha again. Yeah, Samantha's back, baby. Physical appearance of these insomniacs have degenerated to such an extent that in beholding one in the flesh is almost too frightening to contemplate. Exactly. Let's read this one. This is alright. Not sure if it's due to too many analog horrors existing at this point. This feels like a complete copy of Mandela Catalog or Greylock without the intriguing lore, and instead of the devil playing on people's minds or Magic Mountain turning people into monsters, it's Insomnia. But otherwise the lore is exactly the same. Well, we don't really. Well, no. There is other demons and stuff like that popping up. Like there's actual demons popping up and doing this. So the insomnia is people trying to stop the demons, and they're failing at it. So we don't actually know. Well, we don't really know how the insomnia and the demons are sort of playing together, but that's why people started doing it. Walton Files 4. Oh, well, someone's watching it. Maybe we can watch a person watching Walton Files. So I wouldn't say that it's just insomnia. It's obviously taking a lot of notes from Mandela and what have you, but that's every analog horror. So, truthfully, I think you should try and come up with ways to make a new type of horror or ways of scaring people. Yeah. Yes, people should try and come up with new ways of scaring people, but that's very hard. Honestly, I'd love to see more analog horror coming without the added something won't stand out reasons, like The Painter having such a fan base. Despite, yeah, look. So what this is coming down to is So what basically this guy is saying is he is having issues with what we were talking about before, how there's the surface level, and then there's the deep level. This series is nailing the deep level stuff, right? The heavy themes, and the interesting setups, but the surface level stuff is lacking. Like the visuals aren't as good as other series. The scares aren't as good. On the face of it, the setup isn't as interesting or isn't as unique as other stuff has been in the past, right? That's on the surface. On the deeper level, it's really good, but the surface stuff is lacking. And you've got to nail both, right? You just have to nail both, right? That's why Mandela. That's why the big ones are so good, right? Mandela, Local 58, all the greats, right? They're good because they nail both. Ayo, I'm early. But that being said, the person making this has talent. They care a lot. Old Disaster. They have talent. They care a lot. They're trying very hard to make something interesting. But yes, it is very, on the surface, it is very derivative, right? Like this shot here, we've seen this in every single analog horror since Mandela came out. And it doesn't matter how good the back end is when people see this and say, oh, Mandela ripoff, I'm done, right? So I think this episode, Voluntary Insomnia, was weaker visually. It's very, I hate to use the word generic, but this part was cool, but again, this didn't do it for me at all. This scare didn't deliver for me. I would have left it there. I wouldn't have put a face in. I would have said done, not showing anything. I think that would have been better than showing a face that wasn't scary. That was some other series had big issues with. There was, I think it was Basswood County, one that we watched the other week, where a lot of the faces just weren't scary. And that was funny because they had a scene that was similar to this. Do you remember when there was the shot in Basswood County in the shower? And the hands reach around the shower curtain and pull it open. Do you remember that shot? Let's pull that up. I'll pull that up. That was a brilliant shot. Like, that was the best shot of all of Basswood, was that single shot. Oh fuck, what episode was it in? There's a heap of episodes. I'll never be able to find it. Stop. Yeah, I'll never be able to find it. And that was fantastic because it didn't actually show the spooky face. The face was just blanked out. And it's way scarier to not show something than it is to show something most of the time because you can't deliver on it. And like, this spooky face just not scary. It's not scary. Right. It's just not. It just isn't. So you have to be really careful when you show things. You have to make sure it can deliver. That's a big issue with most analog horror, is that they just use generic spooky faces that aren't spooky anymore after Mandela. They weren't spooky in Mandela and they're not spooky now. Right. Which is funny because they took the worst idea from Mandela, is show the spooky face right on the screen and then make it goofy, and it's like, no, doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like this fellow's face, old Photoshop face guy. Like her face, kinda spooky, but not really. Like, I'm not scared by that. So you had to be really careful with faces, and it's hard then because you're like, well, okay, so then what do I put there? And it's like, not this, not that. Don't show anything is most of the time better than showing something. But then you run the risk of being boring, so it's hard. It's hard, right? I understand that it's difficult. Yeah, I don't know. The restraining pose does make me laugh. Yeah, a lot of the times these series do get funny, and they're not meant to be funny, but they do get funny. Yeah. Mandela is peak analog horror already, so unless other series can invent new trope reusing old tropes, Mandela Local 58 would be viewed as a lesser version. Yeah. So I don't think that Mandela was perfect. It could definitely be improved upon, but it's hard. It's very hard. It sets a very high bar. So yes, you should try and do different things with it. You should. So like, Park, what was it? Park Ranger Service? Was that what it was called? Park. The horror. We just watched it the other week. No, I'm getting confused with Forest Ranger Services, that really boring game. We just watched it the other week. Where was it? White Stag Education, right? White Stag Education. That was really different. You know, it was live action. It had the puppets. It was great, and that's still analog horror, but it's in a completely different direction, right? Completely different direction, and that was really solid. So you're right. You can definitely take notes from Mandela, right? You know, it's not to say that you can't take things from Mandela and repurpose them, but if you try and do the same thing it did in a really similar way, you're just going to be compared to it, and you're probably not going to be as interesting. You know, you might be the one that makes something more interesting than Mandela, but you probably won't be. Honest imagination will always come up with something more terrifying than anything you could come up with. Even if you had infinite money to make something scary, the mind is scarier. Yeah. I think you can use that to your advantage. So something like The Thing, the movie The Thing was great. How it was still scary, but still there were heaps of places where you didn't know what was happening, and that was scary too. So you can use both of them at the same time. Or like, what was it called again? The Color Out of Space was a good one. Out of the faces are kind of stale now because the face is a bit desensitizing. Yeah, honestly, it is. Like, you can make scary faces, but it's like I've seen these a gorillion times now. They're not scary for me. Would this have been scary 10 years ago? Probably, yeah. It probably would have been really freaky 10 years ago, but it's not 10 years ago now. You know, the faces that actually freak me out are the ones from Walton Files because they're so strange. They're so twisted. They're so different. And they freak me out still when other faces don't. So, National Park and Ranger Services are easy way to build horror because nature's fucking scary. Yeah. That's a bit overdone too because of that. Ghost PNG is fucking terrifying. Just do a video of 10 minutes of Ghost PNG and you're sold. I like campy horror movies and use them to laugh off scary stuff, so it's hard to watch serious horror movie without feeling goofy. Yeah. Somebody mentioned Lake Mungo before. That was a fantastic. I think that's technically analog horror. Maybe it counts as like found footage or whatever, or found footage mockumentary. I think it counts as. But if you put it online, people will call it analog horror, so I think that would be fine. That's just a ghost story. And it's terrifying as shit. Like, it's just a regular ghost story. And most of the time, nothing spooky is happening. But it's like, they'll just get a shot and they'll be like, hey, if you look at this shot of a family from that we were talking to the family before, and you can see there's a ghost in the background, it's terrifying. It's legitimately scary. And that I won't spoil it, right? Don't look up any spoilers. It's great. If you like ghost stories, if you like horror movies, go watch Lake Mungo. It slaps. And the last, everybody who knows, if you know, you know, right? The last found footage part scared the ever-loving shit out of me. It terrified me, man. I can't even think about it. I hate it. And then the last part when they're going over the photos, I think it's the very last scene in the movie, I think, is when they're going over the old photos. That scared me, even though it wasn't supposed to be. I don't think it was supposed to be freaky, but it scared the shit out of me. It was great. It was great though. Watch Lake Mungo. Fantastic movie. Fantastic. If you love horror, you'll love Lake Mungo. If you like, it's slower burn mockumentary. Slow burn mockumentary horror. If that sounds up your alley, then you will love Lake Mungo. Love it. So, the only time I've seen a jump scare be artful was shooting the fish in RE4. I haven't played RE4, so Mariana Trench horror? That'd be good. Yeah, so that's all of Disaster. The plot isn't, so we're pretty thoroughly understand what's happening so far. Demons are fucking up people when they sleep. The people who are affected usually feel like something is coming. And then they just get popped. People are trying to stay awake to prevent that from happening. But the interesting thing was the voluntary insomniacs were happening before the you're dead condition was happening. As we found out in What Are You Waiting For? This was happening before everybody started dying, which is, so it seems like insomniacs might be cultists for these people, and the people who stay asleep are people who are sacrifices. is what I'm thinking so far. People who sleep are sacrifices, and the people who are insomniacs are like their priests. So that's what I'm thinking so far. So we had to find out exactly what's happening, exactly what the deal. We don't know the exact link between insomniacs and the demons yet. We don't know exactly what the demons want. So there's still a few mysteries. I'm really enjoying this. So I think could it become a great series, a goated series like Mandela? Probably not. I think that this series so far has been too derivative of it. Though I think that this person, that disaster, when they finish this series, what would you even call this series? A nocturnal series? Nocturnal. Oh, here we go. Nocturnal Chronicles. Nocturnal Chronicles is what it's called. Nocturnal Chronicles. Disaster finishes Nocturnal Chronicles and then does a second series, a completely fresh series, and uses the same really good back-end stuff, but then takes the visuals in a completely new direction, completely new visual style that isn't as derivative of existing stuff. I think they could do something really impressive because they've got really good editing chops. They've got great writing, really solid, but this isn't it. I don't think this series would become goated, but I think Disaster could pull out a fantastic series next time, I think. I really do think that. Because I've been really impressed with it so far, but I don't think you'll be able to... Because when you look at a series as a whole, people will come back and then they'll watch this, and then there'll be Nocturnal Chronicles Part 2, and there'll be like the whole momentum of this Mandela catalog derivative thing. It would be hard to throw that off. I guess not impossible, it wouldn't be impossible, but I feel like it would be better to start a clean slate, if that makes sense. So I'm interested to see where this is going, though. I am interested in the story, but I think that some of these are just absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe how much this one hooked me. Is this a dream? We need to watch this one again.
Come on then, friend. Have a seat. I thought you would never return. You may ask, is this a dream? I would ask, would that make a difference? Your dreams are the reality you choose. Even if the reality might frighten you. Where are you? You may ask. I would ask, where do you think you are? Where do you think you deserve you to be? A location would not be helpful, and that's not what you really want to know. Who am I? Who are you? Come home. You are now ready. Come home to where you belong.
Cool. I like it. I really like it. It's creepy. It's bizarre. It's out of left field. I want more stuff that's weird, and this is weird, right? It's so different from everything else. It's different from all the Mandela stuff. Really different. What's this one? What was this one again? Don't go to sleep.
I am waiting for you.
This one's cool as well. Not as creepy,
Don't know what.
but cool. I like it. This one was great. I really like this one as well. This one might be my favorite. No, happy. Terrifying. Absolutely. Gregory's Room. I'll have to look that up. Gregory's Room. This one might be my favorite. I like how just aggressive it feels. It's a Mandela image slides, but it's just really aggressive. I like that aggression. It's really nice. It's like someone grabbing you and shaking you and saying, "Do you listen to music before you go to sleep?" That's what it feels like, It's angry at you. My advice: don't go to sleep. I like it. I really like this one. Happy couple, really solid.
A beautiful couple. Nothing could be more perfect.
This is as close as I would get. These ones are as close as I would get to Mandela. I would go in an opposite direction from here. This one was okay. This one's very Mandela. It was okay. We didn't watch all of that. And this one, yeah, didn't land. So you can see that here they started getting weird, right? So here it was sort of like really simple analog horror, very, very beginner text slides, super simple stuff. And then it gets fucking weird and it's great and it's fantastic. You know, is this a dream to happy couple? Kino, 10 out of 10, give me more. Aftermath had some good scenes, but overall it was not amazing. I like the ending part. From about here. That was great. This whole section. Great. And then this one is just straight up Mandela again. It's like, please don't do this. What Are You Waiting For was fun.
Known as stabilization.
This is the sort of thing you only do one episode of in a whole series because it's fun as a single episode. You wouldn't make a whole series like this because it gets boring really quickly.
Know that you are an island and that.
But as an interlude, it's fun and interesting, and that's perfect. Just do one of them, never touch it again, and that's what it seems like Disaster has done, which is a good move. I would like to. We'll watch. We won't watch it here, but. So what I want to do is I want to do a video about an analog horror series, and I was planning to do Baroque Hour, but I like this one a lot more. This is my favorite. I think this might be my favorite one we've watched. Baroque Hour was good, but it had really big issues. This one is better. I think this one's better. This one has Is This a Dream, Visitor, and Happy Couple might actually be my favorite episodes out of all we've watched. Not counting Valverde. Valverde is special. We put Valverde in its own category, okay? We don't count Valverde when we talk about analog horror because it's like meteoric, right? It's above everything else. But when looking at everything else, Is This a Dream, Visitor, and Happy Couple might legitimately be my favorites. I think they were weird and they nailed it. They're up there. They're definitely up there. Thinking back, Baroque, I did have that really, really good scene where that guy shot himself. Oh, that was an amazing scene, wasn't it? Thinking about it, those great scenes had fantastic music too. I think that this seems to be like the thing that tips them over the edge. It's having good music. It really tips it over the edge, doesn't it? You know what? I'll say these are top 5. These videos, they're all top 5, and then those 2 episodes from Baroque Hour were top 5 as well. But overall, I think this is probably my favorite series out of all the ones we've watched. I think that it's missing a lot of the big flaws that Baroque Hour had. And it's got the same heights, so just less flaws. Just a little less. Baroque Hour is my close second, I think. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So, hate that Ghost.png. Ghost.png is my favorite character. If you like this video, please consider becoming a patron. Thank you all very much to the patrons who have already supported. Their names are on screen now. If you become a patron, you get access to video previews, scripts, your name in the credits, and seeing main channel videos a week earlier than public.